can do a little welcome.
Still waiting for those young facts.
Right. Well, it takes time though, doesn't it? So.
Yeah, I mean, Brenda's contact, I've got WhatsApp now about Brenda's feedback.
Yeah.
She's not really responding. She's the one in the general that wants to, that we want her to come and give us some education and come around to our base. And she's the one who has in touch with the person in charge of this. I forget the name of that particular department that deals with planting trees. She's very busy. And Carl's contact and the yoga still that's one of the we're hoping to have some feedback by now. It's just something that organization and this is only just open. While that's in the past,
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
but they're really keen that the yoga wants to do, wants to make it right for the whole
Yeah.
The thing about original platforms is exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh, like how?
Messages.
Is it Leslie? Leslie, because she's left the committee there. And
Oh yeah, no,
so
she did.
Yeah.
And they've got opportunity to
Yeah.
do trees all around the
And I
campus.
think it's actually really happening. So they're pushing it now to see when and how. And again, like some of the look, like
it's the generally that has to give the permission of what trees and where. That's the thing. So
Or even on private land.
because
Yeah.
and I think they're like actually registered as a green school, so they have to actually consider things.
Yeah, my son's is a green school as well.
Yeah.
They, I think a lot of them are. But
That's great.
they're doing the climate strike at the moment. All wore green yesterday. Yeah. They do like a micro action every day. So they're doing
Action, that's the best way.
yeah, so they're doing like yesterday, Monday they did a minute of silence, and Tuesday they do all wear green. Today they're making placards, and Thursday they're doing a mini protest in the patio, and then on Friday all the older ones are going to the real protest in Badalona. Yeah, and I'm going to take them out on Friday, I think. I think we're going to go to the strike. There's one in Port Vale. Port Vale, I think you said. So I think I'm going to try and take the boys on Friday, and I might try and get a group from Omada together as well. So
If you let me know, if there's like a group of moms, I'd be happy to do something like
yeah.
Take photos and post it.
Yeah. I think I'd like to make some placards, but I don't know if I'm going to get time this week, but I will try. Yeah, I know. We did it for the last big one. I've got friends with Futures for Friday Barcelona as well, so maybe we could link up with them as well.
Yeah, we've got a team.
It just depends on the kids that day, I've dragged them out to March before and it didn't go well. Oh, he's gorgeous.
Yeah. Actually, it's the first time to see him moving. I think he was sleeping the other day.
Yeah. Okay, so we're live now.
Okay.
Great. So we were just saying we're just going to go through the action plan.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to?
So the action plan, well, you'll see, we made a fabulous document, so we can put everything down and we've got some notes in there so we can read through. So the key actions: raise environmental awareness, plant trees, educate take over responsibility in schools. And so the timeline at the moment we're looking at is September 2020, but we're still waiting. That timeline is not
So that what I meant by that was to have achieved those 3 goals within our local area by this time next year.
Perfect.
Right? And then I've put national Spain the year after and international. Obviously they're just...
But this is good to have in mind.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people as well, they want to take this idea back to their countries and will share it with their friends and family in other countries.
Yeah,
So
I do think
makes
it's
sense.
really important that we tie down what we can do locally, but with scalable techniques and methods, because otherwise it's just we're just doing this tiny little, which is great, and we should definitely focus on first. But see if we
Baby
can.
steps at first. We need to make achievable goals so that we actually fulfill them.
Yeah, agreed. And are we all happy with those key actions? Yeah.
Should we read them out again so we've got it on ours?
Yeah, number 1 to raise environmental awareness. Number 2 to plant trees across the board. And number 3 to educate global responsibility in schools.
Nice. Do you think we'll also be collaborating or supporting other organizations who's doing some other work with climate changes?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that all of us. Yeah, so I mean, the next step is to just go through each of those actions. I just wrote down some questions and we can come up with some answers today or work out who we can talk to that would be able to give us some answers, yeah? So the first would be to raise environmental awareness. And if we think about just the local scope first, right? So that we're just thinking, trying to do something achievable. Yeah? So Carl's entered some answers. Yes. And so who are we trying to help? The background of the problem. Who are we trying to help? He's put down schools, government, businesses, and residents. I think that's fair.
I think that's, for us at the moment locally, that's what we're focusing on.
It's also where our networks are.
Yeah, definitely.
What is the problem we are trying to address? Do you want to read it?
All of the above groups have similar ambitions and policies to be greener and offset their carbon footprint, but we are working separately or restricting one another. Meanwhile, forests are burning, nutrients are depleting from our soil, and global ecological cycle is dangerously close to collapsing. We can offer a platform for these groups to work collaboratively and in unison to plant and maintain wherever it's most useful, globally and locally, and therefore maximise and restore the impact on the planet's natural functions.
Nice.
One thing that we could do, which wasn't in the first bit, is also influence local businesses. Because me and Adrian were talking about it, and like I talked about it in our last meeting. My bar didn't recycle when I first.
Yeah, we used to have constant chats about this.
And it's like literally, it's a fill of bins full of plastic every night, and that's one bar in the whole of us. I think how many bars there are here. We could try to influence. So maybe bars that are using a lot of plastic, to try and encourage them to recycle, but then offset it.
But
get involved in a
not
scheme.
even recycling, it should be just, using other alternatives.
Yeah.
Because there's so many now,
Yeah.
and recycling especially, I think, it's not
It's not at all. But the thing is, with bars, it's not just straws you're talking about. Straws is one problem, but there's the bag size. That's never going to come in a paper and that is a lot. So there's, and everything that we order, all of our packaging is plastic.
So machines, for example, or sharing one in communities.
Something. So maybe there's a way that we can kind of annex into the first one. So, or if they don't want to do that, they can get involved in a group like this and offset.
So as part of raising environmental awareness.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's put that in.
Advertise as well. Reach larger networks that maybe not usually interested in environmental things.
But they kind of have to.
So maybe we could do that using our social media, with the local businesses showing people how to do better and what choices to make in their businesses, and we could try and separate industries and attempt like at least in the industries that we know between us where people would be able to improve. So the bar industry, restaurant industry, if you guys know it and you know where you think that we could.
Yeah, there's some feasible options that are not going to be too expensive as well.
Yeah. And I think that we need to be clear that in these goals, what we're going to do, this is raising awareness. We're not going to be a part of providing these solutions. Is that right?
Yeah.
So because our aim is to plant trees and raise awareness in schools and in the public. Yeah. And actually physically make stuff happen in schools, right? and make kids the new generation of people that understand their responsibility. Yeah.
For me, it's mostly about children.
Yeah.
They're the future citizens, and it makes consciousness in the children.
Well, it starts with raising it with us.
Just to say one thing, I used to work for Save the Children. They focus on children. But you can't create change unless you create change around those children, because children can be agents of change, but they haven't got a voice because they can't vote and they can't. And parents
like
listen to
businesses, like what you're saying, is really effective because they do things on a bigger scale. It's not like a domestic scale. And actually, if you start locally, I think social media is good too, but reaching out to people we actually do know who own businesses and like getting people to come to our events, come to our talks, and get involved even as part of volunteers.
And those local businesses have the future potentially, help with the events.
So I've just added to influence as part of what is the problem we're trying to address. Influence local businesses to fix problems of sustainability. So what region or community are we focusing? Someone else want to read out what cause?
No.
Initially schools, because these were the next generation of active citizens and decision makers who were being educated in schools and naturally the heart of the community where there's integration of many different social groups. We want them to realise that they can live comfortable lives and be respectful, active citizens of the nature and the environment at the same time. So that's our focus.
Yeah, and I think that we should add to that as well that within this raising awareness, we of course are aiming at schools, but we are aiming to do that more in a physical way, right? So there is a non-physical way of raising awareness through marketing and communications. So and also events with the general public. So I think that we should try and add that in there. That I'm not sure how to add it.
As for the region, we're starting in Barcelona, right? So Barcelona, Catalunya, and then.
Well, the other thing that we're going to do is have educators to come and speak either at events or in live meetings, so that we can share that with the sewing community. And reach out to more community members.
And is it worth, maybe you got this and I missed it, but pointing to say that the school is a central point, because that resonated really well with me, that it's a central point, it brings together lots of people. Because personally, I don't have any contact with schools, I've got no kids and my friends don't have kids. So for me it's quite alien, but not alien, but it's like, I can see why we're doing it, and that's why we're focusing on that, but we do have to try to reach out.
That's
so we can be put on notice.
And also there's a large generation of young people that want to do this, that want to be involved, that don't have kids, that are leaving school and in the stage of pre, and they're joining companies that they can see are not sustainable as well. So it's a real, although we're trying to focus on schools, I think that comes in the third action.
It's like a
more than this action. I think this action is raising awareness overall within our community as much as we can, right? So try and grow is one of the things that we need to do within this, because it can't just be us. It can't just be our. But the Facebook is growing, and we need to grow as much as possible. But you're right. I've put school as central point for raising awareness, but general public, and I mean, there's not much more I can put to that, is it?
Yeah. Or community.
It's
Using this.
just that we need obviously a focal point in making physical actions. When we go into the teams, we can look at who we're going to target specifically.
It can also be with the connections of, like, say, you used to work with this, water company, or these other companies here in this one who are already doing this. So collaborate with them because they don't have resources.
Definitely. And they'll have a corporate social responsibility budget. So all businesses will have to do this. I think it's European law. But maybe not.
But it might not be. Maybe it depends on the scale of the company.
But the major water companies
Should.
Do we have any document with the list of all the business? Do we have it, or should we?
We should create one.
Of all the businesses as well.
Local businesses that we can target.
With which organization we can work, or we can talk about it, or
We could definitely add some on the bottom here. That
for example, in the case of the bars, I'm thinking like maybe we can talk about which kind of bars there are taking actions, and we can talk and say like this bar is a good example, and we can have a list also, and we can share with other people that to support this kind of bars and show as an example.
We have worked with hotels and holidays here, and that's another industry that we can really target. Like hotels, and there are specific hotels instead of 1888 hotels. Just open. I think they're supposed to open this one. I'll go next week. And then it's planning on being plastic free and net zero waste, that kind of thing. And
That's
there's
amazing.
free meeting spaces for things like this as well. So when I go and I speak to them and see what's happening, maybe they could be an example that we can then show to other hotels as well.
and I think that's a great idea across each industry. That's what I meant. So let me. So at the bottom of this action plan, I'm sure we can move it, but for now, it's at the bottom of the action plan where there are sustainable businesses to approach or share.
That's brilliant though, because for our events at school, we could get these at the hotels or at the bar and just say come and have like some present, sponsor it or whatever you want to do. For them it's great because then they can have pictures of their
It's
flyers.
it's really fun. And they look good.
But people we're off that now.
Also ecotourism. Probably a lot of ecotourism also we don't know about. That's something that's really interesting to people that especially young people.
So the next part of the background of the problem for raising awareness is why choose this group over another. Carl's put, there are many groups doing wonderful things around the world of environment. What seems particularly powerful is that this group is has the crossover potential to bring many of those existing groups together and enhance their impact. So that's something we've all agreed on, that I think we really want to get involved and support or be supported by other groups. And I think that quite a few of us have contacts with other charities, NGOs, just communities around Barcelona, that if we all got together for a cause or an event, that would be a bigger network than ever before.
Well, maybe we could look at, individually, who have we got in our community. My friend is an NGO here, she made focus on children abroad. So it's relevant, and maybe we just need to talk about relevant to here.
Let's see though, because that's nice, isn't it? Because it could do with the whole 21 year of doing something here and doing something.
True.
And if it's a small
I think it was easier to approach people like once we know what we're doing and have activity or events, because right now we're talking about what we're doing trees here, or we're doing this, we have this fault.
Yeah,
Easier to
well,
get
that's why
people
we want to make the event in
Yeah.
Europa so that we
Yeah.
have something, some evidence on what we're trying to do.
Yeah, exactly. And like I told you, a friend of mine has a contact in Brazil, and they are looking to support local businesses or local charities and projects. So just when we get ourselves set up and the goals and the actions and people know exactly what we're doing, then we'll be able to go to the other NGOs, the other, find some sponsorship maybe. And like you say, other businesses will potentially want to join and show their side of.
We'll have actually something to say to people that sponsor us.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, great. What's the biggest challenge in combating the issue of raising awareness?
God, there's quite a few out there. A lot of noise, putting ourselves as the experts, being the experts. Because we're not, are we?
Well, that's why we're looking to get some education from us, have some speakers come and talk to us. We need
Maybe at some point we need to identify spokespeople. We're probably not there so much now, but we can go up and say like these, very clear on what our aims and ambitions are. They're the people that kind of talk to the media, they're the people that talk.
very exposed to us.
I guess like the businesses will be resistant in some parts for the financial reasons, or to make changes cost money. It's a lot of work.
Time.
Exactly. So, it's also like people would always be demanding for solutions, and it's not, like you were saying before, it's not like we're here to give solutions, but we might also have to have some kind of idea. Not just to say what is, what people should do to change something, but it's like what other possibilities are out there.
Exactly.
Important
So,
to open people. I don't like it so much when they just put out negative information. We need to have positive
solutions.
Financial.
Financial.
I mean, ideally financial. If for a business to take something on board, they have to see it as a financial benefit. Like I have a friend who puts water into hotels, so huge water purifying systems, so there's no bottled water. Going around the world doing that, and it's going to save the business money in the long run.
But
and there are other projects like that.
So this I think this ecotourism thing is a really good idea. It's you can say you're going to spend more money buying paper straws or plastic straws or getting rid of water bottles completely. That's an investment, isn't it? It's a really good contract. Great contract. And it's a great example because if people say, right, no, I can't do this, we can step up. People are doing it. And then maybe put business to business, people make contacts. Each other.
Right.
Investing for the future, changing that mindset.
So I'm going to put as a problem the financial issue of changing. I mean, that's even in the home. You can see yourself trying to change, but if you're buying water here, which we are in our house, because we have water issues, how do you buy it? I mean, it's impossible. We get the biggest possible bottles we can.
And to try to find reusable.
I mean, we have reusable options in my house, but we have these big, awful, these big, awful, terrible bottles of water. And
there is a tap here in Barcelona which is quite reasonable for a lot of people. It's only 50 euros there. I think definitely
The number of this company, they deliver it, and then they come and pick up all this one, so it's like completely recycled. And it's actually cheaper.
There's
than
companies who that, don't they?
But it's beautiful actually because in Bolivia the water is not potable. And but we have like these companies that they give us like a tank of water and they change it every week. But even in our house,
That's just normal. That's
It's
the
super
norm.
normal,
You're not
yeah.
going to drink the tap water.
But then you
Because
wouldn't want to
we
spend
can-
a plastic.
no, it's recyclable. It's recyclable. Because we don't use like the plastic. But here it's amazing.
I couldn't believe it when I moved here, how much the Reliant.
I mean, just walking down the water aisle.
Oh my god.
that's why I'm really interested to see this. Hopefully get this Susanna from the Generalitat to come and educate us on what's happening to the plastic.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that I'm smelling learnings that there's new mortuary
Yes, I think we do too. But it would be amazing to have someone from the water company as well, because I read in Metropolitan, and I'll try and find that article again because they were doing like a review of all the different solutions here, and they said the water in Barcelona in this area is the cleanest in Europe.
There's so much chlorine in it.
Yeah, which is
Nothing
horrible
survives
for
in
us.
that. And
Yeah.
it's really your gut bacteria. It's one thing probably that,
That's
another subject.
Should we create something that, like, for this, that is like a list of solutions?
Yeah, so the next stage is possible partners in that, and then possible solutions. So we do need to go a little bit faster through this document.
Well, what we can do is we can think about that separately as well, and then add.
Absolutely.
This is
So
a shared document, so.
and if anyone who joins us or watches the video has any ideas of possible partners that would work with this, with raising awareness, so people with large
So we
networks.
can do that as an action.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so the questions are: what local, national, or international NGOs are already addressing this problem? There are so many.
Yeah.
How could we partner up, and what do they offer that we don't, or what do we offer that they don't? So we need to think about that. I mean, obviously, it's great that lots of people are doing the same thing, but we should be thinking clearly about what we're raising awareness about, rather than just across the board, I think.
This can probably change as we develop.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think this document is just our first one, September 2018.
I think it's a really good point that we do need to look at what's going to make us different from other people, because why is there a point of us existing? You know, let's not just go into a noisy room and start shouting and adding our voice to another noisy room. We need to make ourselves more like impactful, and I really like the idea of, like, when we were talking about the structure of having different, it's how water aids work and charity aids work. Well, they work with local NGOs, local governments, they work with people that are doing the work on the ground, you know, so there's a way that we can make our network stronger by creating those networks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something we need from our whole community. We're not going to be able to go through today what partners we find out. So possible solutions to the raising awareness, what's our proposed solution to this problem, marketing, communications at this point, and eventually events. Right?
Exactly.
And each of those we could still have got partners with, so the any venues or marketing or communications companies that would like to be involved in pushing this further would be brilliant to do. We don't have to do all this work ourselves. If we're trying to pull people together, it would be really great to have volunteers that are doing this already. Certainly would like that resolution.
Yes.
And how will our solution work? I mean, NGOs are out there to lose their jobs, right? We want whatever we're doing to not be a problem anymore. So raising awareness is always going to be a problem. This is going to be something that is ongoing and will be ongoing. It's the other actions that we have that will, I think, hopefully dissolve at some point, although I think we should plant trees forever. And how...
That's a really good point to put that in, like, a key message, like, for when we have got Scottish people. We don't actually want to exist. We would love there to be a time when there's no need for us.
But that's what every NGO's intention is, to close, because there's no need for them.
They like to say. Sorry, everybody.
Well, it should be, right? It should be. You should come up with the action plan is when we do this, when we finish, this is finished, this is better. That's really great. Let's put that in the next one. I'm just going to put possible solutions, national. And and look and see if that happens anywhere else in the world. And make it the same day.
And there's, if you say that there's, you know, on Earth Day as well, we can possibly do something on hot stand.
February, yeah, spring. I think it was February, wasn't it? But there's also one at Park Ciudadella, isn't there? There's one there every year. I'm not sure when that is. That's in spring, I think.
Maybe one of the jobs of the comms team, the first job would be to create an international calendar of important dates.
Yeah, that's great.
Like international.
I do think that within each team we'll have someone concentrating on events, someone concentrating on social media, concentrating on like content for all of those things. And like I think that we should separate and work that out within the team.
Just because as for the contents of like actual activities of like tree planting is one of the things, and everything that's related to what we are trying to achieve is one, but say like what happened in Denmark where, you know, people did other things like entertainment and music and raised a lot of money, and that money was used to do other things with companies who can't plant trees, for example. So there's so many other ways that we can plant
That's
something.
our future goal. It's a long scale thing, you know, to have big events.
To get more people involved.
Do fundraising. But, you know, we start
Smaller.
So in the raising awareness in possible solutions, I'm going to put down marketing, communication and events.
Yeah.
Right? How will our solution work? More people, more message. Right? Who do we need to help from in order to implement the solution? Multiple partners.
Yeah.
In various industries for this. But mainly people with huge communities. I mean,
Or huge reach.
yeah. That's sort of what I meant. Yeah.
And volunteers, right? Where, like, say, even school people or.
Yeah. What will the situation look like after we have implemented our decision? That's not a good question.
Say again?
What will the situation look like after we've implemented our decision?
Yeah. Or implemented our actions.
Yeah.
Like more conscious people.
Yeah, responsibility.
Yeah.
It's just global responsibility. I mean, we're looking for local responsibility.
Yeah, but that's a really nice idea, isn't it? That we're trying to affect change at a local level in order for it to go global.
Yeah.
You know, like the tree.
Yeah.
So,
Local responsibility on a global scale.
yeah.
I'll tidy this up afterwards.
No, it's great.
So the next action is to plant trees.
Yeah.
In every sense of the action. I think financially as well as physically, right? So financially, raise the money, get it done on a grander scale, and on a small scale, physically, put plants in the ground. Trees in the ground. So who are we trying to help? I mean,
Planet.
The
Yeah,
planet,
the
right?
planet, yeah.
generations as well, you know.
The planet and future.
and breathing.
Our lungs.
This is our lungs, yeah. Our lungs. Right. What's the problem we're trying to address?
That it's urgent.
It's urgent and there's
Yeah.
just not enough left, and it's
Yeah.
going to take us so few years to actually expend what we have right now, and if we don't start planting trees, then we're
It's a
going.
global problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Can't
in
ignore
other
it anymore.
countries they aren't helping.
No.
Yeah, they are destroying the
Yeah.
forest.
There's so many initiatives that, you know, occasions
the individual level, you can also.
Just as a conscious level.
I really thought this micro action thing was amazing because even though it can be meditation or whatever, it actually cultivates your awareness. It's not like you don't have to go to an event. You know, it's in your daily life, and if you have, so that can be like one content that we can also have a social media feed, you know, where it allows people to follow and then go, okay, this is inspiration for the day, and we can do that and pass it on, and every single person would constantly be able to kind of think about it. You know?
It's tapping back into it, not allowing you to go out for awareness, keeping that stream of consciousness going through. That builds.
Well, that's what the Fridays. That's what Future for Fridays was about. The Fridays for Future, because they just want people all over social media and all over. And all over.
He agrees.
And all over the world globally to be thinking about environmental Fridays, and I think that we can definitely get involved with that as well.
What's the strike Friday?
It is the strike on Friday, yeah. I'm taking my kids. It's school day. Okay, so
the schools are on strike as well.
no, they are. My son's school is going. The older years are going to the strike with their placards that they've made, but the younger years, no. But I'm going to take. I don't know. I imagine it's your own choice as a mother, or if you're going to take your kid to a protest or a strike. We've done it once before for my friend's group, and so I think the boys really were into it. Sam had no idea, but Oscar was into it, you know. Sam was about this age at the time.
So I was thinking about taking him, but I probably feel better if I was going to
Yeah, with your buggies.
It
works better. You're a team.
Yeah.
And also there's so many stops. Like you go, anyway. We can do all that. It would be good to have a group of us going down. On what region or community are we focusing? So we're going to focus locally for real planting trees in the first instance, and if we get the fundraising, then we'll think on a wider scale.
So Catalunya was first.
And I guess like you can even put Europa and maybe Benjamin Franklin as one of the ideas too.
Definitely. Also Santiago and Barcelona did. And people lead by example, so you have these examples.
What's the biggest challenge in combating this? I think it's probably
money and awareness.
and also red tape.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, if you're saying the general authority need to check when you plant trees in your own land, then what we're gonna.
But also as well, it's because there are some invading species as well that we do need to be conscious about.
It also needs to be local trees. There's no point going to a field and planting a load of trees that will not exist or that will not survive or thrive. We need to be planting local trees that are good for the environment, right? And good for the local environment.
Well, that's why they apparently were suggesting oak trees in Europa, because they were the trees that were originally there. Cypress trees are not originating. Oak is a really lovely tree as well. So we're lucky to plant oak trees.
Oh, acorns. Nice. Red tape, environmental challenges.
And financial.
Yes, correct. And financial. So we would need sponsorship for even just one tree, right?
Yeah. And tree donations as well.
Yeah. So possible partners. Again, this can be updated.
Just as a secondary big challenge is education. Like going in for schools to be like, why on earth should we probably do this? You know, or whatever. To make sure that we have the right information so we can say that this is the impact that it will have on the environment, this is a positive impact it will have on the kids. Really just to make sure
Just
it's
so they know.
Yeah.
And just for the soil as well. The soil
Yeah.
is so depleted.
Yeah.
that's in environmental, but I'll add that. Regarding possible partners, we can go back and request from the whole group to add or tag or anything, people that they think get involved. And how could we partner up, and what do we offer that they don't? I think we should come up with a plan of what we stand for. As in, obviously we've talked about vision and we've talked about mission, and now we're talking about actions. But are we a group that are trying to pull together other groups as well as make them more efficient, maybe, and put the message out to a different community, or are we going to try and do our own kind of thing within our local community and allow or partner with other people that share that with other communities?
Take steps in that, because we just started. Maybe we can try to do what we can in a small thing first, because then that would allow us to kind of have an understanding of where we're going actually.
And meanwhile we educate ourselves as well.
So we start with number 2 of what you just said, and then move to 1.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that the more, a friend of mine who has an NGO said that it is easier to be in an umbrella under someone else's NGO, so that you don't have to do all the original setup. And then you're all vaguely going for the same cause, and so it works very well that way. So maybe after this meeting we can put a post out on the group so the group of volunteers. I think that's what I really think we should plug for information. But there's no reason why we couldn't ask on social media as well, on the page and the Instagram.
I have a friend that's got an organisation in Sri Lanka, Reforest Sri Lanka, is the deforestation expert. So I could ask him if he's set up as an NGO and so forth. So that would be interesting to see. I know it's not the same as locally, but it's completely different, at least to see on what scale they're doing it.
A friend of mine was just on vacation, and so they were hanging out. It was beautiful, and then this mountain across the lake was like on fire. It was like all this smoke. So they were like, "Excuse me, like, is that okay?" And the local people were like, "What? It burns." And they were like, "Really? Is it okay? Don't we have to do something?"
I've seen many places like that.
I mean, it is a natural occurrence anyway, but at the moment it's a bit too much.
It's also a crop control. I was in it in places where it's just like devastating.
They're the nutrients.
So as an action, try to first do a list of different NGOs or local.
So focus on local, and then if we have any other ones that are doing something similar that are international, that we can observe as well.
But that's it, because then they can educate us not only on structure, but also on work and what's going on.
Maybe they also have like their in-house lawyers and to work on legal matters, because the red tape, you need people who know what to do legally.
Well, I think that's what we should look for, volunteers for us in Catalunya, a lawyer and environmental lawyer. We'll need that if we're going to be fundraising.
Sure.
For sure.
And we need it pretty early on, because we don't want to start getting into red tape. If we are fundraising and we're not set up as an association, we might get into trouble.
Well, that's why I think
You might
to
declare it
make things
as-
move faster with Europa, we're going to look for 3 donations, and maybe we've got the General Impact where we can help with that, and we make that small scale like in a school. So we're going to look towards but meanwhile we need to look for environmental.
I've written that down. Environmental lawyer,
If we
volunteer.
work with another NGO and as an umbrella, and we just work through them, and we get these set up.
So we're just like a group supporting another group.
It's just basically we don't need to have official statement and ensure that we're able to support us with all of that.
But would the money have to then go through them? Probably.
Tax reasons, that's the thing, because otherwise we need to register for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
a huge thing, and also you have to have a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
I was
Right.
reading about it, I think it's something like
It's not easy.
50,000 that you have to say, this is what,
Yeah.
either that or in assets,
Yeah.
you have to have a certain amount to say you are an NGO. So, it would be better if we could just be an arm of someone's
Exactly.
NGO, which means that we are still completely sowing the seeds, but like it's just
It's
the
just
official.
behind the scenes
Yeah.
stuff that
But then-
nobody really knows about anyway.
It's just they have to have our values.
Of course.
So it's really
Yeah.
important
Yeah.
that we all agree on doing it.
Yeah.
Well, we
Because
would have a private contract
Yeah.
anyway.
yeah,
Yeah, because the money would then have to go through them, so then you've got to make sure that they're kind of cool with that as well, because then that changes the structure of how much money they're earning, what they've got to declare.
Yeah, but that's why we need a lawyer.
Yeah. That represents just us first.
Exactly.
Before we do,
yeah. So possible partners are a list of local NGOs to partner with and environmental lawyer volunteer. Possible solutions to our tree planting action are National Tree Planting Day, and does it happen already? Events in schools, and when else are we going to really raise money to do for a large scale
Yeah.
or large scale planting?
Just to ask them
Are you writing this list of solutions as for the solutions to the challenges that we face? Because if that's the case, then the list of the possible partners and stuff can also be like a solution to reach out and have them involved in what we're doing.
Yeah, I think it's more of a possible solution to the action.
To the action,
Yeah,
okay.
but yeah, I mean the red tape, environmental, the challenges are.
Red tape is big.
Yeah, I mean, and that is one of that
That's
is the
everything that
partner
comes
that's
under
going to be
that.
that's going to
Yeah.
the lawyer.
The lawyer, yeah.
And the environmental problems that we're going to need education
Yeah.
again.
Can't be doing this blindly.
But or a consultant. So again, if we could find someone that knows or has already done all this and found the information, like a friend, like I told you, I have a friend that's already doing an NGO that's very, very similar, trying to get. I don't know the details exactly. I was reading about it, but it's very similar. It's about getting trees planted through schools, but it's actually having a place where they go and they have a set amount of land and they maintain it.
Where is
Oh,
that?
is this in? I know.
It's in Catalunya, and
Yeah, yeah.
it's a friend of mine who runs it, and she's
I think I
said
know.
she'd happily partner up.
She's
So-
from the UK, right?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
Oh no, American actually. She's Tory, and yeah, she's great, and I'll get her to the next meeting if I can. She lives
Great.
out of town.
Or maybe it's somewhere else. There's like an old, piece of land where you can bring the children to educate them.
Yeah.
Planting trees.
And she's created a whole NGO around that. So I mean, she's completely in line with what we're doing.
Are we not going to
That could
reinvent
be
the
a-
wheel that she's already doing?
Exactly. So what's the point? So
Yeah.
whatever she's doing, we should definitely look at and see what hasn't worked, what has worked.
Yeah.
She's doing
Brilliant.
brilliantly,
That
Yeah.
sounds great.
but I think it's a lot of work.
To try to
I don't
make
know
it
what network she
scalable,
has,
maybe we
and-
focus on trying to make it scalable.
And maybe as a network, I've noticed straight away we have a lot of people between us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe that's why I think what I was saying before is how we might end up being the people that connect other people. And that
Yeah.
might be brilliant within
Other
us.
people that do the work kind of thing.
Yeah, like
People
be
doing that.
connecting the people that can make
they're already
shit
doing
happen.
that, you know, that's a really brilliant collaboration. And
Yeah.
if she already has an NGO set up, this could also be, fantastic. We could collaborate together.
Yeah.
Once as well, this could be interesting because if we do events in schools, then the school might want to also do trips to areas to do planting, like growing fruits and vegetables even.
Yeah.
Can you send us the name of
Yeah, I have it on the WhatsApp, but I'll
Okay,
do
cool.
it again. I'll put it at the end of this document, and we'll get
WhatsApp is
everyone involved.
overwhelming for me.
Yeah, I know. So we need to have solid documents like this as opposed to just a chat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So that is education or consultant of some sort. to advise on environment, right? Can't sometimes just stop writing. Environment. Right. How will our solution work? Well, planting trees makes more CO2, less CO2, so more oxygen. Yay. But it will work because it's about raising awareness as well. So and every single tree counts. But we're talking, there are companies that are doing millions of trees, planting millions of trees. So although that is one of our actions, it is going to be secondary to the other two because it's the physically showing people how to do it. But I think, don't you agree that it's like it's symbolic, right? To say this is what we need to be doing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. More trees, but symbolic.
In the future we can do some good events, good fundraising, and we can plant en masse. Or at least give the money to other people that are planting on a mass scale.
I have little dreams of this. There's this area in Catalunya that is right next to the Three Chimneys, and it's just a wasteland. And I have these dreams of like little paths and trees going through it, and being a little forest by the like there is in otras. I'm just having.
But only they're going to build houses on it.
Oh yeah, they're going to build houses. I know, it's a dream. I just look at it from the
I
train,
love that
and I
area.
think to
Take the dog
myself,
to the beach
why
next
don't we
to
have
it.
any forests?
There would have been, there used to be.
Yeah, of course.
Have you seen the movie with the Salva Piera?
No.
Salt Piera. So the famous photographer Somos in something. The film is beautiful, it's all these images, but at the end of it you see that he reclaimed his father's property, a ranch in Brazil, and it was fully forested when he was a child, but then it turned to desert land, and he reforested it, and he did it pretty quickly as well. And it's really beautiful. It's a nice thing to watch.
Nice.
And I love his photos.
So, who do we need in order to help implement this solution?
We need collaborators.
Yeah, partners basically. So, senior partners above.
Which would be experts, won't you, as well?
Experts and suppliers, because you're going to actually have to have trees.
I was
And
looking for that, and I
businesses.
didn't find it so easy.
No, it's really hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard. I mean, there are garden centres, so big garden centre companies which might be interested in supplying something.
It looks like they do most of the growing themselves as well.
In the south, that's what Adrian said.
But that doesn't make sense because that's where there's less water. It's more
I
arid.
was just about to say, I don't know about the technical things, but when there's no trees, it means there's not enough water and different things, right? So, like irrigation and stuff, so there must be other company that needs to support this project.
Yeah, water companies.
Yeah.
As well. Who was it who had a tech? Who works for a tech company?
Oh, Lisa.
Lisa.
Yeah.
She works for a tech company that is dealing with water. So water solutions, they would be really good. It's a really good partner for this kind of thing. So maybe who do we need is like business partners, environmental as well. But that's why it's interesting that tech is doing.
I told you I was a
You're
good
nice.
This is
You're
where
doing
we
great.
actually work for us.
Yeah, exactly.
What will the solution look like after we've implemented our action? I think basically it's the same as the other one. It's not going to be an end point, unfortunately. There's no end point.
Yeah.
So it's an ongoing. But maybe we could come up with a plan of a goal. So saying that means we don't have goals, right?
Yeah.
So maybe we should say that as an organisation we should put a goal on the number of trees we plant in a
Well, I
year.
was going to say that, we should have a scalable amount of trees.
Yeah, so in year 1 we do this, in year 2 we do this, and the same with raising awareness. So maybe we say that we want to grow our network by a certain amount, and on Facebook. So maybe we should have some, you know, what do they call it? Smart goals?
Small goals, yes.
And so let's put a note to come up with those in another meeting or to decide in a group,
Yeah. But businesses add like number of schools also that we have been.
Yeah, exactly. The number of schools. We need real,
Physical,
tangible goals,
So
right?
physical
That we
goals,
can.
reach goals.
Tangible goals where we, so the number of schools that we contact and work with, or just that we've contacted and communicated with, the number of our followers,
That's the reach.
but also the group, our own community, so our Facebook group, which isn't just us. It's going to be a group of people that want to get involved and that do get involved.
Number of local business.
Local businesses that we collaborate with. Yeah, I mean that's not so much of a goal as like
it can fit underneath
an
the goal.
achievement.
Why don't we try and work out goal headings? So we've got like the physical ones, which are the amount of trees, and maybe it could be the amount of businesses.
Which I think that will be good on the website to have those figures.
Like this is our goal and how many
This
we
is how many
achieved.
people we have. Education. Maybe we just
Number of events, number of schools we've had events at.
Time frame of like 6 months or something, or is it
Yeah,
4
I
months,
mean,
or-
we really have just started, so but I mean,
Smaller.
I think that goal of this time next year, we've only got a very short amount of months that schools are open.
Exactly.
So if we haven't reached out to some schools by before Christmas to say let's do something in spring, we're going to lose the year, right?
Exactly.
So it's going to be an annual thing where the planting will only happen a certain time every year. So
Well, it could be that we only have 2 schools, for example, this school season, but meanwhile we can work on another summer event, spring event.
that's why I think that although it would be great to say like 200 schools,
We need to make them
achievable.
If we don't achieve them, we're going to be disheartened as well.
Yeah.
We need to make them achievable.
So, but with trees, I mean, we don't know how many we're going to be able to do at each school. We don't know how many we'll be able to do at each school, but we want as a movement to make a difference, right? So we're not talking 2 or 3. We're going to talk 100 in a year or something like that, or more. I don't know.
Trees and schools.
Trees.
Yeah.
Trees, and even if it's just us going to a piece of land and being allowed to plant some trees and physically doing it, we could actually do it, and then that's still making our goal, meeting our goal.
So should we do as an action point, work out goal headings, and then within that we start to break it down? So
Yeah,
like
sounds good.
Physical, reach, connections, whatever, and then we can kind of break it down.
Yeah, and they can even go within these actions.
Yeah.
So you've got the raising awareness,
Yeah,
which would be
maybe that's
community, which would be the community, and then you've got the planting trees, which would be the physical, and possibly the number, and then the school educating global responsibility in schools, and that would be how many schools we've worked with or that we're communicating with.
Do you think the number of trees will be connected to how many schools? Because then if you're planting in the school premise or something, then it depends on what they allow as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But like I said, maybe if we haven't met our goal, we arrange a planting in a piece of private land. You know, I don't know what happens with the red tape. I thought that if we had friend,
They can't physically control that.
it's
But
just
as
they
long
would
as we
have
the
guidelines.
education and what we're doing is correct.
And we don't just turn up somewhere and like trees that are going on.
Yeah, I mean, initially in my head, when I was trying to think, I was like, seed farming and, very naive, like, not really, the education we need.
To make it sustainable.
Absolutely.
Making the right choices.
Actually, so when people do seed farming, are they just randomly?
No, they're
Right,
probably,
they get permission, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like it's random. The action does sound like it's like but you know, must be like.
I mean, they seed formed, I think, the cypress trees here,
But
and they're an invasive species, and therefore we need to make the right choices.
I was reading how like just in the city of Barcelona they have like close to 10 different species, but oak is like one of the main ones. But they want to be there's palm trees and this, and they actually want it to be a little bit diverse. So I don't think it's like great to limit it, but
No, it's not limited, and I think we're quite conscious of it.
guidelines, and that's the thing.
We need to try and find this stuff.
That's what we're waiting to find out. Right.
Okay, so I've added tangible goals for the 3 sections. I've done tangible goals about how many followers in year 1, 2, 3, etc. How many trees in year 1, 2, 3, etc. And how many events in year 1, 2, 3, etc. Right? They are pretty good goals. And
then you can do ones that stem off that, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
collections.
And also within each team that we have will have its own goals. But we really need to not just be like, hey, let's raise awareness. Right? Because it, like I said, the NGO is meant to achieve something, right? We're not just contributing. Right? Otherwise, we can just all do it under our own names.
Other thing that we can write is like how many organizations that we connect.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we are like drivers or our organization that like flora, like connect with other,
collaborate,
collaborate with other.
Okay, so what should I put that in? I think that's in raising awareness.
Within the reach.
No,
The connections in the communities that we can
Yeah, because collaborations is marketing, isn't it? So, okay, great. The only issue with collaborations is very, very hard to predict or have a goal that is achievable. If you know what I mean, like you can't say we're going to have 100 companies that we work with because it's not...
Well, we could do it like we've reached out to a certain...
Yes.
It might not be one that we've kind of like completed the reach.
Yeah, but collaborations with businesses is amazing. So let's try and let's just put how many collaborations.
Especially if we have like micro actions. Micro actions. Maybe
and collaborating via Instagram or Facebook, so that they're sharing is also just raising awareness. So we just collaborate in that way where we share or co-share. What do you call it? Not co-share. Mutual sharing.
Okay.
So the next action to discuss is educating global responsibility in schools. Again, we'll do background of the problem, the possible partners, and the possible solutions. So, background of the problem. Who are we trying to help? I think we should wait for Rebecca. Are you okay?
We're trying to help future generations.
Yeah. Who are we trying to help? Future generations?
Educators of future generation.
And also that they then educate their families. That's what a lot of children NGOs do. And just they go and train their kids, and then the kids go home and train their parents.
I mean, actually, adults are doing it too. So,
exactly. Yeah. But you use the kids as agents of change.
Yeah. And we're trying to get them to grow conscious business leaders.
Exactly.
Helping schools as well, basically helping them educate. Because it's really hard, it's like a challenge. Because if you can imagine it, I mean, I don't know enough about this, right, what we're doing now. Imagine trying to come up with a lesson plan for kids about climate change, and you've got to study all of that. Try and get it across without scaring kids. Because a lot of kids get really scared really quickly. That's my biggest fear about actually talking to Oscar about it, is because I'm so worried that he's going to come away thinking the world's going to end and that he's not going to be able to live his full life, you know, and that's scary. I don't want to put that across to my kid, but he needs to know enough to understand the implement.
It's really interesting that's really exciting, because in my head there's so much we can do, not just help create lesson plans. There's a group in Barcelona that do performance, and they have lesson plans and lesson guides for kids, and it's all in English, and it's
that's
so
a sort of collaboration.
Really cool stuff that we can do.
We have to think like that, right? We can't think one of us is going to go in and stand in front of a group of kids and get the message across.
Because who are we to even do that?
And
as well,
and
like,
we're expert.
Yeah.
We will be when we're educated, experts compared to the teachers. So they'll be like, thank God someone else is doing this class on this, because it's a sensitive topic and we need to protect our students from it being too scary. So rolling around on this.
Some of the talks that we can probably do ourselves is after we plant trees, and then so we can also share our experience of what we had to do to get to that point and what it was like. And
absolutely. But if we are going to educate global responsibility in schools, we can either. Sorry, we've gone off the questions. Maybe we should go through them. But let's go. So I was going to say, look, we can either create lesson plans and videos and create a lesson essentially, or even a series of lessons for a Friday afternoon, for example, where kids learn in a fun way, about global environment and what they can do. Okay. What they can actually physically do to help. And or we can have the idea of going into the classroom. Now, going into a classroom is not scalable. So it's also not bilingual. I mean, I'm not. I would feel comfortable standing in front of a group of kids, but I'm not in any way trilingual. And my son's school would do classes like that in English, but half the kids wouldn't
understand
get it all, right?
But then we just need to make sure that we provide translators.
Yeah, or we provide the material for the teacher. And that is more scalable. Whether we don't do that first, but if we had a company like what you're talking about that actually already make materials fitted to age groups. So that's another thing. You're going to say, okay, are we only going to educate 6 to 11-year-olds, right? Are we going to do secondary school? Are we going to do SOs where they just start to go off to university and they get it all? What are we going to do?
What's our target?
Like, how do we? What age group are we aiming at? I mean, Rebecca and I have babies. You know, my eldest is 4 and my youngest is 2. Is that the age that we're aiming at? Is it where we're going to make the most?
Or maybe we have different levels.
Yeah, that's why a company that creates.
That we need these partnerships.
Yeah, that's why we need more partnerships. So, let me just write in here about the partnerships. So, companies or teaching groups. I don't know what you would call them. Teaching experts and materials experts. What other partners? What were you just telling me? So I was saying about possible solutions. So there are 2 ways, aren't there? So we can do face-to-face education,
Or
videos.
yes, for material, videos.
Oh, sorry about my typing. Face-to-face education or materials. Materials would be more scalable.
I think video is a great one. You know, you can have bite size, like even if it's 10 minutes or 5 minutes or something, and you can provide it to the classroom.
Yeah, and we have you.
There you go.
Straight away. And I'm sure that it would be great to involve like little bits of illustration, little bits of anything that we could to make it really fun. But you're not a kids video maker, so we would need an expert to work
I've done a
out.
lot of that. I used to have children and I used to run a fun park for water.
Oh, amazing. So you know how to make a video for kids. That's the thing. It's like, I can't imagine my children.
But you work with, like, sorry, I work with the education team. So you
Saying that, my kids love Daily Latterbrand. They like information. You know, they like real information with good images. They don't want to be bored with a person standing talking to the camera. That's the only thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So it doesn't need to be kiddie-ified. We could have something that crossed over, but why
yeah.
not make it fun to learn? We were just talking about solutions to the teaching, the educating goal, action, and how I was saying there are 2 ways we could do it. We could talk about having face-to-face education or materials, and Bea was saying she knows some people that create school materials.
Yeah, but they do live performances and things like that as well. But we could create these materials ourselves. We'd need an educational volunteer.
Yeah,
Like
and
you
there's
have
quite a few.
providers.
I have a friend who does English teaching materials,
Yeah,
and she
nice.
sells them.
Yeah.
So that's like, instead of, as well as teaching a little bit, she mainly does the materials. So she would be able to make age appropriate English materials, which would be great because they do love teaching
Yeah.
English through subjects, right? But on the same level, we do need to create trilingual,
Yeah.
because that's our local audience, right? We need trilingual, okay?
But it's
I think-
globally scalable because if you're producing content here and materials here, we can then offer that out.
Yeah,
And
and
then
I'm
it's
sure that there are companies doing that,
Yeah, for sure.
or NGOs doing that. So where they
NGOs
have,
been doing it for years.
Yeah.
Most NGOs have an education coordinator.
yeah,
And
well,
their job
in
is
our
going into
specific,
schools and
in our specific area, I mean. So there's no harm in saying we're trying to do this here. Is there
Yeah.
a way that we could use your materials and translate?
Yeah.
So that it's all done, remake the video, whatever. Like we should be collaborating there as much as possible. So
Yeah,
I'll
definitely
put-
that stuff will be available from a lot of the major NGOs.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like, that's all ready to go, and
Yeah.
maybe we make it
And
more
they'll have
specific
certain
to
laws about what
Catalunya.
you're allowed to do with it. Yeah, put that as an action point to look into.
As for extra solutions, again, events and activities where kids can get involved, and it can be fun, but then they also learn from it.
Yeah.
I was saying what usually works is all the kids, he's a teacher, so that the kids teach the other kids, so we can have some ambassadors and learn for the education.
Seedlings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I love that terminology. The seedlings,
Seedlings,
right?
Definitely. And then
Um,
the kids can reach out to their
Right.
networks.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
You know, like, God, what's it in England? We have the press packers. Press packers, yeah. It's News Round or something?
News Round,
So there's a news show that's focused only on kids. And it's really good. They've got the tone exactly right for what they, how they should talk to kids about patronising and everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It's
talking
positive.
about.
Yeah.
There's no patronising. It's
No,
different, like
I've been
informative,
involved in a lot of
but
projects
it's
like
not
that.
just a person talking to
Yeah. I mean, we've come a long way from that now. I think there's
Yeah.
a lot of, but when you do it like kids are kids as well, so they have press backers, which are little mini journalists that go around and
right.
go to events.
That would be amazing to
Yeah.
have the
Amazing.
seedlings
Yeah.
being the people that sort of encourage
Yeah, or
change at
ambassadors.
school.
Yeah, exactly. And then maybe on a global level. So when there is like Friday's action, they go to that and they report on it. We could set up a YouTube channel and they could.
So we're
Love
sort of
that.
seeing in a real sense. huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I've put news round press backers.
Yeah.
Seedlings, seedlings in school.
Which definitely must be a thing. I don't know what it's like here, but I sent a picture of my brother's daughter, and she's been put on the eco team at her school.
So
which is-
cute.
She looks so cute.
Yeah.
But that's
With her
the
badge.
thing. Yeah. But that's the thing. So maybe there's those kind of schemes and things here already that we can kind of link into.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
that's what I think it's really. I think we should be aware and open to the fact that this is all being done,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And but it doesn't stop the fact that as a group and as a community,
Yeah.
we can make some change or
Yeah.
make a difference, even if it's just to pull people together or to help them
Yeah,
achieve their
exactly.
goals. Like let's go and do
Yeah.
go to their events and,
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
be there. And
Yeah.
And it's
support
nice
it.
that we're not being arrogant about it. We're not saying we certainly know exactly what we're doing. We're not experts. Like we're a well-connected group of people that want to do something.
Yeah.
And we're going to be enablers. And
Yeah,
see what we
absolutely,
can do.
I agree. Okay, so let's just quickly go through the background of the problem. So, educate global responsibility in schools. Who are we trying to help? Future generations, educators, conscious business leaders of the future. What is the problem we're trying to address? Lack of education, essentially. But I think mainly it's the fact that the information isn't there for people in schools. And I don't know that because I'm not a teacher here. And it would be really great to get some teachers on board that are local teachers at the international schools, but also at public and
Yeah.
concertada schools, because they are going to know what they have access to already. And if we need more, where's the gap? You know?
And probably not reinventing the wheel. They might be.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's the point in us making this educational video if that's not the gap?
It's not
You
going to
know?
work, it already exists.
Exactly. And if there's a gap in knowledge or in teacher worry, maybe a teacher needs taught teaching in a more scientific way.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's the big issue, but we should find out, and we need for that teachers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's why it'd be good to have educators that come and, give live talks.
Yeah.
Similar to this,
Yeah.
we can learn ourselves and everybody else as well.
Yeah.
And we share that with teachers.
Do you think it would be effective to have, instead of like just doing one classroom on one teacher, have like an assembly of the whole school, so make it an event of the school, then the expert can come in and do that, because it's not really easy for the expert to go to every classroom, but we
No,
just have
but that's
one
the
day
idea,
where,
to have, or have the expert speak to the seedlings, and the seedling make the presentation to the rest of the assembly of the whole school.
Yeah.
that can be tricky.
Or it could be filmed, and we take a group of the seedlings, and they all ask questions.
Yeah.
So,
Like a lab for them.
Yeah.
I think,
And then that video is then played to different schools.
Yeah, but make it better, because getting people to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it's realistic to ask experts to go into schools?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so,
Yeah?
definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And do you think that's the most efficient, scalable way of doing it?
Well, the most efficient way would be to video it.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think although it would be amazing to think that we could do all the local schools, get one expert and do a tour, it's just not realistic. So we need to work out
As
how.
for the realistic goals of, like, say, if you were talking about like how many trees, how many schools, do you think it's realistic to say we can work with 3 schools before end of September next year? Because we already have 2 kind of in mind.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get another
Yeah, I
one
think
and-
3's a good plan. Three
It's a good
with
number.
some sort of event in
Yeah.
spring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I guess we just need to reach out to people who've got the different
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
If we've got any other contacts in Sowing The Seeds that know teachers as well, or on PTA.
And I wonder if there's a contact at the Green School, because Green School is a program that provides information for schools. So, for example, the Global Climate Strike is being put out in school material to all of the schools. Whether they do it or not is up to them, but if they are classed as a green school, they're meant to be doing these micro actions every day this week.
Nice.
So there's obviously this communication happening already. What are they providing, and is there someone there that we can speak to and work on what we can offer, or at least tying it in somehow? Whether we can tie in. Yeah, and like if they're already having environmental weeks like this, then we need
What
to
can we piggyback on and
or create a difference with.
Contact
Like
us.
how can we help educate? That's
Yeah.
all.
So we can contact them directly, then and
Yeah, exactly. Find out what they're doing, whether there's something we can do that's missing, or that they feel that there needs help with, or if there are planting days already given out, and if that's something that they need any help with.
Yeah.
So, the Green School, what's it called? Whatever it is. I think it's a verb, actually.
or even if it's if there's events that they've got that we can kind of have a presence at.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're like, even if it's just small, but a few of us going along, So for that, maybe I've missed a lot of stuff. Where are we with getting the brief? Because I've got to do the brief for the logo. Because if we start going out,
Yeah, absolutely. So at the moment, I'm just using that image, which you don't even know where it came from.
Yeah.
Came from.
So
Yeah.
so we were going to do this. I think that we need to have a clear plan before we go to a So you're going to write a brief up,
Yeah.
so we can all send it out to anyone.
Mm.
And I think that being the way that it is, we should ask people to pitch for it. Is that too much? Do you think people would be interested in pitching for it?
So
Because
I'm just thinking
some people might not
creative
have the time or the energy to do
Yeah.
free work for someone.
Yeah.
But if we have a full brief,
Then we should go to proper agencies though, like just being confident about this.
That's
Go to,
what I'm saying.
Ogilvy, places like that, and say, do you have if anyone has contacts in agencies like London agencies and things, do you have any scope to do a lot of them do 1 free project a year.
yeah,
Like depends, we're coming to the end of the year.
But also there are so many young graphic designers and illustrators here in Barcelona that might
it'd be good
want
to
to
get an
actually
agency
be
though.
with us, and it'd be great to have an agency because then all the materials we need for the website and everything will be able to be created very quickly.
Yeah.
So
But also the same idea of having someone that stays with us.
I think that we should do this today, and then I think when we split into groups, I think that should be the first action of the marketing team.
Yeah.
And obviously when it comes to like choosing between the top 3 logos, it's a group vote, right? But I think that's definitely something that, for example, the people who are doing the mission don't necessarily need to get involved with the agency, the draft, the brief and everything. But I think that that's definitely the top of the list because we need branding.
Like for instance, when you make logos, I can even just ask to see if they want to do that as like a donation, you know? Like
I mean, I did as well. And she was
Yeah.
just like, it really depends how much time this is going to take. You know, I need a proper brief.
But I thought that there was a girl who said like, I have a friend and he made the logo.
Yeah, there's loads of people who could make the logo.
Yeah.
We really need.
Yeah.
Maybe
No,
we
but
could have something
I
that's
yeah.
part of Sowing The Seeds as
yeah.
well. That would be nice. That then they can follow us for any other materials that we need or when we need adjustments in the logo.
Yeah.
exactly.
It would be great, and I think that between us and between everyone here, we know a lot of people that would be happy to do it.
Yeah.
It's just we need a brief, and we need to actually for them to come to us with ideas. I think, and
We could be also putting that on the social media channels and things that we volunteers for that as well.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we now have a brief for our branding. If you would like to see the brief and give us a pitch, then please let us know, you know, or get in touch, email me here, right?
Yeah.
So because that would be great, is to be able to put it out there and see
So
if
we need to
anyone
be
came
careful
to
how
us.
we do word it and put it out.
Yeah.
People hate
It's like the amount of people that come here and ask me if they can use this space for free, but which is not so bad, but then also use us as well, and they're like, oh, can I? And it gets a bit frustrating because you're like, I've got to pay the bloody rent.
Boundaries
So we need to, we need to be careful how we word it.
Yeah, and there needs to be an end point, right?
Yeah.
If we're talking about this much work, this much, the expectation within within the brief, right?
Exactly.
Not obviously on social media.
Yeah.
But on social media, we'll say we now have a brief for our branding. If anyone is interested in working with an NGO, looking to do this, and this, and put our actions down, then
And maybe just as long as we make it very clear that we are a group of people that are putting our time into this, and that we want someone to come and join us, and it not just to be like, we want to use it.
exactly.
It's like, come
But
and be
I
part
really,
of us.
I do think that we should talk about this in a marketing communications meeting, right? Yeah, so we've got on what region are we focusing, or community are we focusing? We all know we're doing local, but community-wise, we are focusing at the moment on international schools, aren't we? But I think that we should be attempting with the Green School, maybe would really get us in straight away.
To understand how it works. I imagine there's a lot more red tape.
Yeah, absolutely. Any private schools are going to be, they're allowed to do so much.
Yeah.
But with the public and conservation, I think that we would find out a lot from the Green Schools.
Yeah.
Organisation. Yeah, organisation.
It's part of the generally that, isn't it?
Yeah. So maybe they should be the people we go to first. Or we've already gone to.
We're trying.
The biggest
And that's
challenge
the thing as well, not just
combating
red tape,
this
it's
issue.
time. Everything takes here.
Everything takes time.
So So, biggest challenge combating the issue of global education, or educating global responsibility is red tape. And also knowledge.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And getting us to know everything before we can possibly put anything out to people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I used to do corporate training. So it's basically if we can find someone who just writes really basic material for us, we don't even need to actually be spoken to about it. If it's something they can just give us informative guidelines, then we can write some materials from that we use at the Earth Fest, for example.
Well, the scholars learn. You'll probably
Yeah.
be able to do that.
Yeah. Right? Knowledge. Okay, so then I've got possible partners, which are, we've talked about teaching experts and material experts, NGOs with education, oh goodness me, I have to leave. I'm sorry, I have to go. I have to get to my son. Can we just move on to teams? Because we've covered.
That's fine.
Sorry, teams, we've got mission policy development, which we've got down as Rebecca, Carl and Lisa at the moment. With development, with the mission and policy, I think it's really important that we have solid people, and I think that Brenda would be there now.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And I think anyone that wants to be a part of that as well. There's no harm. If you're happy to have 3 WhatsApp groups on your phone, you go for it. But also I think that we should all be involved in top level decisions.
Because I was going to say I can feed into this one because of my background in NGOs, but my skills are more in comms and events.
So one of the things that I
wouldn't want to be out with it completely.
one of the things that I think is that eventually it will become clear that we will have a project manager or a couple of project managers that keep everyone going a little bit. And I felt like a little bit like I've been doing that already, and I don't mind sort of trying to keep going with that. And maybe you can help me with that because you're saying you wanted to do coordinating. Obviously, I don't have the time to continue doing the social media as I am, so but I can do bits. We just need to have someone set up a scheduled posts for a week, and then the problem is the content before that. So
it's creating content.
it's the creating content that takes all the time.
And it's a
But
lot.
I suppose you can also set up the content you don't have to have it each time, but have one meeting for the month or something to kind of have a lot of collect ideas, materials, and then have a bigger team. Like you can see, there's already a bigger team. So there'll be more resources.
If everybody pitches it in there, so not one person is doing content.
Exactly.
Everybody just creates one content per week or whatever's doable for those people if they can do it. And in that way, then the job is kind of done. And we don't need to be posting continuously. Quality over quantity.
That's how I've been. I mean, I know we need a lot of content when you first start introducing yourself to people. But I mean, we've already got. I don't even know how many people there are. It's insane.
And Facebook is 400.
It's crazy, and every
it's
day
a lot.
there's just
Yeah.
banging loads more. So,
But you know what? We can make a WhatsApp group, and we can coordinate there, and we can make a plan also, like social media, social media plan. And actually, we can I don't know, just imagine that we can say this day or just a day, and I don't know, a link.
I think that it would be great if someone
Yeah.
could do that.
No, I will do that, and I will share on the group.
And then we can set a Hootsuite up every
I've already set a Hootsuite up with
Yeah.
the email and the logo and everything. So
and once per month at least, I can write an article. And just in Spanish, and then translate it to English. And if you can review,
Well, we have a translator in the group
with
She
Begonia?
also speaks
Okay.
Catalan as well, so she can do. She
Okay.
And she obviously when she's translating it,
I actually have to leave on
That's great. But it per month. So I can do one, and if somebody say like I can write another one, it will be great. And I will make this
Instead of the team, I'm
plan.
going to add like say languages
yeah.
and translations.
And when I see an image or
You can just cycle back to the learning and you're not going to get there for one.
Okay, brilliant. So what we'll do then is set up
Yeah.
give the teams in different groups. We'll address the team again in the WhatsApp group, see if anyone wants to still add in some of the
Can you
things
add
now.
okay.
And then even
And also I'd be on project management as well if she wants to help go through and coordinate all of it.
And what do you think about the website?
It needs some work. There's some capital letters missing and stuff like that. So
Yeah, but
again, I've been with my dad, so I haven't been able to have a look. It'd be great to have the login for it, but there's,
okay, yeah.
yeah, just so that
I haven't seen it. So if we can, there's some key points that we need to. I'll email you later,
Yeah.
and then just because I wrote some
when
action
I
points.
mean like project management, there needs to be people just in charge of saying when the meeting is.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
That was just didn't work. Although the doodle sounds great, it didn't work. We need to say when the meeting is and whoever. And I think
it's kind of good, but then we can just say direct, like this going to be this date.
yeah, it's going to be this date and who can come and who can't. And I think it should mix between day and night because it's not fair on people at work, right? And maybe even occasionally have a weekend, right?
Yeah.
So that people can go
Yeah.
to. I mean, sorry.
I'll email you later just some of the actions, and then we can work out how we communicate to the rest of the group.
great. Yeah. Bye guys.
Bye.
See you. Bye bye.
So, left to do is he can be free now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
me too.
But what we can do is we need to review the website. So if I send an email to Lucy later, and then we can just go through the action points that we've got here.
Okay.
And then
Maybe
we
you
can
could
just-
put the logins in, I don't know, if it's in the drive and it's easier for everyone
Yes.
to access.
Yeah, really
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Great. And then an action point is to review the website.
Okay.
Okay.
Well done, thanks for all the website.
Yeah, thank you.
That's a pleasure.
Fill in the areas that everyone wants the groups. Then we'll have to work out group structure, group WhatsApp,
Yeah.
and then those individual group meetings. And then those meetings will determine the aims of each group, which will then be shared with the wider group.
Yeah, and then we can hold it.
So, each group's goals. And show wider. So I will message this to Lucy later and see if we can come up with some more minutes. I can put the audio of this into the thing and then we put the audio.
Yeah. And also it's updated in the documents. So we can share that on the
Yeah.
have it up, we can share that on the
Yeah. We can send this just like a brief minutes there, and then say our next steps. Action points to the bottom. Cool. Okay, well done, everyone.
Oh,
Yeah, no, it's like it can go faster when it's smaller